Has anybody ever heard of the show called Caillou? It's a show about a little boy who goes through all of these places and deals with real life situations. There was an unaired episode though that was so fricked up I had to tell someone about it. You might be wondering how I know about this unaired episode. Well, I used to work at PBS Studios. There was a man who was a lead animator for a Caillou special, which was supposed to have revived the struggling franchise in 2008. His name was Daniel. He would work day after day in a room designing a special that would blow our minds. It blew our minds all right, but not in the good way. One day he gathered up the crew and cast to watch his final product. He gave us 2 DVDs and left for an unknown reason. We put the first DVD in to see his guaranteed masterpiece of an episode. If only we knew what would befall. The DVD started playing. The theme song started playing and it brought back memories of past episodes. After the theme song had ended, a title card appeared above the screen saying Family Secrets. It then cut to show Caillou in a hospital. He looked pale and looked like he was going to die. He was doing a mixture of coughing and crying. Daddy, why would you do this to us? I, said Boris, Caillou's dad. I, the tape kept looping. It then cut to a flashback. Caillou's dad was going home inside the house. He was sobbing hysterically and he had no eyebrows. Caillou has brain cancer, he told Doris, his wife. Doris, Caillou's mother, didn't look so shocked about it. She just continued cleaning like she was. She then saw her husband's wallet on the table. She looked inside it, and inside there was I'd rather not say, and a phone number next to Caillou's teacher, Miss Martin. It prompted the guy next to me to say, "What the heck?" She then confronted her husband and slapped him across the face. He tried to hit her back but missed. "What is this?" she shouted. "I don't know," said Boris. "Yes, you do know," said Doris. "Whatever! I don't care," he screamed. He then went and knocked over the pot with anger. Gilbert fell out, Caillou's cat. "What the heck is this, you crazy creep?" "Oh, I'm the creep?" said Doris. "You're the one messing around with our son's teacher." "Hello, if I thought he had ADHD or something like that, he would have never passed normally. So I became the teacher, and I taught Miss Martin reading, writing, and kissing my lips. You're a monster. Yeah? And you're an idiot. Now deal with it." Doris, she then started sobbing so hard. It didn't sound like no cartoon sobbing. It sounded so real. Her eyes were blood red, and she went to grab a kitchen knife and ran out the front door. "Daddy," said Rosie, "why had Mommy started yelling?" "Because your mom has lost her mind," said Boris. It then cut to the preschool. It showed the outside first, and then it showed the inside. All the kids were singing the ABCs, and then Doris, Caillou's mom, burst through the doors, and Miss Martin said, "Oh no." She then ordered everyone to line up against the wall. Leo was the first to go. He was stabbed in the back and had his spine ripped out, with guts steaming from the floor. She then went on to stab Clementine, Emma, Xavier, etc. She then went up to Miss Martin and decapitated her. We were all terrified at this point. Most of the cast left, and most of the crew did too. The only people there were like me and 4 other guys. It then cut back at the preschool. The military had showed up and a cop burst through the door. She tried to put Doris in handcuffs, but then she pushed the officer back and stabbed one. Another officer took out a double-barrel shotgun and blew the top of her face off. Her tongue was like twitching and half of her face was gone. It was honestly terrifying. It then cut to Caillou's grandparents' house. Both the grandparents had been killed and their faces had been peeled off and on the floor. I almost crapped myself. It then cut back to Caillou's dad saying, I, that loop, you know. I, your eye! Caillou's eye was deformed beyond any deformed and grotesque. "I can't do this anymore," said Boris. "My family killed my spirit, and now I'm going with it." He was near a window. He jumped out the window and he fell to his death. Caillou took his final breath and then he stopped breathing. And then the episode ends with no credits. We then took the DVD out and immediately threw it in the trash. As long as with the other DVD, I don't know. And then we later find out that he had murdered his wife and it was never found. Daniel's now in the state pen and is probably on death row. And just to clarify, not all of the DVDs have been destroyed. These lost episodes, they are still out there. And if you find one, make sure to contact PBS or something more so it can get destroyed for the greater good. The date of this, November 11th, 2012. Well, hello, boys and girls. That was Caillou's Family Secrets. My final thoughts? I want to like this, but it's not as good as a lot of other creepypastas that I've seen. I kind of like the gory ones and the scary ones, but it was a little bit okay, but it wasn't the best. And there's not a lot of these stories out there. I've only been able to find 2 other people who have written this story. So I wanted to recover like a big old one that was never found. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Creepypasta Tellings, and goodbye. Have sweet dreams. Don't